Christopherson here again with another first listen review, and holy shillelaghs, what a listen this one was. I'm about to babble about Simone Simons and her brand new album, her first solo album called Vermillion. It's almost like a project album with Aaron Lukinson, or I don't know if I said that right or not, but he is a mastermind of sorts. He is, probably most well known for his project, the I don't know what it's just called, Aryeon, which is like pronounced, or Aryeon. I don't know how it's really pronounced. His name's Aaron. The name of his project is Aryeon. I don't know. I don't think I've ever gotten it right, but he's like this musical genius of sorts. I actually discovered him way back when his band released it, whatever, or actually it's not really his band, it's him doing everything pretty much except the vocals. Whatever the album was, the 11101110001, whatever it's called, I don't know. But anyway, Simone Simons is probably most well known as the lead singer of the band Epica. I actually found them through Kamelot. I was like, a buddy of mine was listening to this band called Kamelot, and we went and saw them live. And I was like, man, that band's cool. And so I was checking, it was right around the time of the Black Halo, when that album came out, and she guested on that album, and I remember her singing on that. The Haunting, I believe, was the song. And I was like, wow, man, that girl's got a really good voice. So I went and checked out Epica after that. And the funny part is Epica got the name of the band from one of Kamelot's albums. So it's all kind of tied together. They're kind of cool, but this is her going out on her own, and man, did she make like a step aside from what I would have expected at all. I know there's been a couple other, these singers from these symphonic metal bands have done some solo albums as well, and so I kind of thought it was going to be something similar to that, and I was way wrong. This is definitely more of a project between her and Aaron, and it really, really shows. This is not, if you're expecting Epica or Epica Light or anything like that, you're not going to get, that's not at all what this is. In fact, it's so far from what I expected. I actually saw the first single release, the first video they had out, I don't know, it was about a month ago, called Eterna, and I didn't know she had an album coming out, and I saw that video and I was like, holy wow, was that something else? And it's a really long song. It's pretty long, I don't know, 6-7 minutes long, maybe longer, I actually can't remember. And I was like, wow, I can't wait to hear what the rest of this album sounds like. And at that point I didn't know that Aaron was involved at all. Not as like involved, he like pretty much does like everything. And you can tell, the thing I like about what he does is when he writes even just a song for any of his projects, he has a very specific vocalist in mind most of the time. I've watched a lot of his documentaries and stuff on the albums he's made, and he is very particular about what he wants for a song. But he also has written with other people in mind full albums, and he's very particular about that too. So you can tell that this was written for her and with her, and man, it's like hard to explain. This is going to be a very difficult album to explain. It's very cinematic, I guess is a good way to describe it. It opens with the track I was just telling you about, and that is like a journey. It really is. It's like all over the place, and it is just an emotional journey. It really takes you like highs and lows and all over the place. It's really hard to explain this type of music. Very cinematic is, I guess, a good way to describe it. And this album also has a song on here called Cradle to the Grave, which brings in Alyssa White-Glutz from Arch Enemy, and of course she does her, darker vocals, the growling type vocals, but she also sings, in her regular voice in this too. And I've heard her sing on other stuff. She's actually guested with Kamelot before too, and her singing voice is like really good. I don't know why Arch Enemy doesn't, use that more. I probably would actually like Arch Enemy a lot more if she sang more like that. I mean, I like Arch Enemy, but I really don't sit down and listen to them much just because I can't take that much growling for that long. That's one thing I liked about you know, keep bringing back the Camelot, is they've done that in a couple of their songs too, but it's done tastefully, and I like it that way, where it has a reason. When it's just the entire song, I don't get into it. But listen, this one does a little bit of that, and then she does some harmonizing with Simone in this one, and it's really, really good. They sound really great together, so that was pretty unique. And then it kind of shifts a little bit to the song Fight or Flight. It's got a more warmer guitar sound, a little bit more ambient vocals. It almost sounds like, you know, almost Metallica-ish. I hate to say that, but you know, a little bit of that in there again. And then it picks a little bit back up again with Weight of My World, and it's got some really cool synth stuff going on that one. And you can tell it's Aaron playing guitar on some of the stuff, because he's got a very distinct style of playing and writing it. This one really showcases that. And she actually sings a little bit in German and Dutch in this, and you don't kind of catch it at first. You got to kind of pay attention about what she's doing, the operatic type stuff. You hear her doing that. And then the song, you know, title track here, almost title track, called Vermillion Dreams. That one's back to the cinematic type stuff again. It just has a very ambient sound and very, you know, just epic. And then there's a song after that. The core kind of brings it more into a heavier vein, and you know, back down that track. It actually does that for a couple tracks here. The core and Dystopia is actually very cinematic as well, but that one's heavy cinematic, like pretty much the whole time. And then it gets a little bit different with it's called Red, but it sounds almost like almost industrial a little bit, very heavy industrial. And don't get me wrong, it's not like, you know, just sounds and noises and stuff like that, but it gets very industrial there. And then the last song is just this beautiful, beautiful ballad. Just her singing, I can't even describe it. It's just a piano ballad, and this kind of ends the song, or the album, I mean. And a lot more of her, in this whole album, you get a lot more of her singing range. In Epica, she sings a lot more operatic the whole time. I mean, from what I remember, it's been a while since I've listened to Epica, quite honestly. But in this one, you get a full range of her voice, and like she's singing a lot lower in parts, and then especially in the last song there, she's all over the place with her vocal range, and just really showcasing what she can really do, and just showing herself on this one as an artist, like really showing what she has to deliver to, you know, Epica. So I can't wait to hear her do something else like this. I really, really enjoyed this. It was better than I actually expected. This one's going to rate really high. I'm going to be listening to this one for quite a while. So thumbs up, you know. So if anybody out there, as always, I welcome the comments. Has anything that they'd like to add, if they've heard this, you know, what they thought of it, or anything, you know, that I may have skipped over, do you think I should have mentioned? As always, feel free to mention it. And as always, I ask to like, share, and subscribe to keep this music alive, because, man, this is the kind of stuff I love listening to, and I can't wait to hear some more. So until next time, we will see you.